Welcome 2026. But what really changed in 2025? 20 breakthroughs you'll feel in everyday life. Welcome to NDJWonders, a channel under NDJProductions. As we step into 2026, it's easy to feel like nothing really changed in 2025, because most breakthroughs don't arrive with fireworks. They arrive quietly inside your phone, your medicine cabinet, your internet connection, your energy bill, and even the rules that protect your privacy. So today, we're rewinding the clock and highlighting 20 major breakthroughs from 2025 with one focus: how they connect to real life. Let's go. 1. Renewables hit a tipping point against coal. In the first half of 2025, wind and solar together produced more electricity than coal for the first time on record in key reporting summaries. That's not just a symbolic headline, it signals that clean power is moving from the future to the default. Why you should care. Over time, this supports more stable energy systems, helps expand home solar and storage options, and nudges electricity grids toward cheaper operating costs. 2. A first-in-class non-opioid painkiller got FDA approval. In January 2025, the FDA approved Jernaf's suzetrigine for moderate to severe acute pain. Unlike opioids, it targets pain signaling outside the brain, aiming to reduce pain without activating the same addiction pathways. How it could affect you. It adds another pain management option after surgery, injury, or dental procedures, especially meaningful for people worried about opioid side effects or dependency risk. 3. A new oral antibiotic for common UT is first, new class in decades. In March 2025, the FDA approved blefajopatatacin for uncomplicated UTA is in eligible groups. With antibiotic resistance growing, adding new tools matters not just for hospitals, but for everyday clinic visits, where it helps in real life. Fewer "we're running out of options" situations, potentially faster relief for recurrent UTA, and more flexibility when older antibiotics aren't working well anymore. 4. A first-in-class oral antibiotic for gonorrhea. In December 2025, the FDA approved zoliflodacin for uncomplicated gonorrhea. Resistance has been a huge concern for years. So, this is a meaningful step in the public health toolbox. What this changes for people: it improves the odds of effective treatment in the real world and strengthens the backup plan when older therapies become less reliable. 5. Shingles vaccination linked to lower dementia risk. A large study in Wales found shingles vaccination was associated with a reduced probability of a new dementia diagnosis over time. This doesn't prove the vaccine prevents dementia, but it strengthens a growing theory that infections and inflammation can influence brain health. What you can take from this: it's one more reason many people are rethinking adult vaccination, not just for short-term protection, but possible long-term benefits still being explored. 6. Continuous glucose monitors showed benefits in gestational diabetes. Research highlighted in 2025 suggested that CGM's continuous glucose monitors helped improve outcomes for some pregnancies with gestational diabetes compared with finger prick checks alone, especially by better tracking patterns and spikes. Why this matters day to day. For expecting parents, better monitoring can mean fewer surprises, easier decision-making around meals, and potentially fewer complications for both mother and baby. 7. A non-hormonal male birth control pill reached an early safety milestone. In 2025, early trial safety tolerability results were reported for YCT5-9, a non-hormonal oral contraceptive approach. It's still early science, but it's moving through real clinical steps, not just headlines. Why people are watching this? It points toward a future where contraception responsibility can be shared more evenly and where couples may have more choices beyond condoms or hormonal methods. 8. Satellite-to-mobile service became real in Canada. Rogers launched satellite-to-mobile service that can keep basic connectivity possible even beyond cell towers for certain uses. It's the kind of upgrade you don't think about until you're stuck somewhere with no bars. How it shows up in real life: safer road trips, better coverage for outdoor workers, more peace of mind for hikers and travelers, and fewer "I had no signal" moments in remote areas. 9. Wi-Fi 7 started feeling like a real rollout year. Wi-Fi 7 moved beyond early adopters and with more routers and devices supporting it. The big point is just speeded its capacity and responsiveness when many devices compete at once. What you'll notice at home: fewer video glitches, smoother streaming in busy households, better performance for gaming, and less Wi-Fi drama when everyone is online at the same time. This passkeys accelerated the shift away from passwords. Big platforms pushed passkeys harder in 2025, replacing fragile passwords with stronger sign-in methods tied to your device, security like biometrics or hardware keys. This targets the most common attack style: stolen or reused passwords. What it means in practice: fewer account takeovers, fewer annoying password resets, and less risk from phishing links that trick people into handing over logins. AI assistants became multi-app doers, not just chatters. In 2025, assistants like Google's Gemini emphasized cross-app actions where one prompt can trigger several steps: finding something, drafting a message, organizing info, creating reminders, depending on what your device supports. How it helps in everyday routines: it can reduce a digital busywork, the repetitive tapping between apps, and make simple tasks feel actually simple again. The EU began enforcing bans on certain unacceptable risk AI uses. From early 2025, the EU AI Act began applying restrictions and bans on certain harmful AI practices. This matters because rules in one major market often influence how global companies design products everywhere. Why this affects regular users: stronger pressure for privacy and safety by designers, especially around manipulation, intrusive surveillance, and high-risk automated decisions. 2-nanometer chips moved closer to real production. Reports in 2025 indicated TSMC began production steps on schedule, using advanced transistor designs aimed at better power efficiency. Smaller isn't just cool engineering, it changes battery life and performance headroom. What you'll feel over time: phones that stay fast longer, laptops that run cooler, and potentially longer battery life without needing a bigger battery. 14. Sodium-ion batteries took a step toward mass production. In 2025, CATL announced sodium-ion battery branding and a mass production timeline. Sodium-ion can be cheaper and can perform well in cold conditions, and it reduces dependence on some constrained materials. Why it matters to consumers: this could eventually lower the cost of entry-level EVs and home storage, and improve reliability in winter climates, especially if supply chains stabilize. 15. Solar efficiency records climbed again. Perovskite. A notable 2025 record came from perovskite silicon, tandem solar cells with very high efficiency. Rikas Dante instantly appear on store shelves, but they the research engine that powers cheaper, better panels later. Why homeowners should pay attention: the long-term direction is clear: more power from the same roof space, better economics, and improved return on investment as technology matures. 16. Room temperature quantum communication took a meaningful step. In 2025, researchers reported progress toward quantum communication components that don't require extreme cooling. Quantum tech is still early, but removing cooling requirements is a big practical barrier. What this could lead to later: more realistic pathways to ultra-secure communications and new infrastructure that is harder to intercept or spoof. 17. Green hydrogen research pushed toward lower energy cost. Researchers demonstrated methods aimed at reducing the energy needed to generate hydrogen. Sometimes while producing a useful byproduct, it's still scaling science, but it's the kind of improvement that can shift economics, where it can touch your life. Cleaner industrial products, lower emissions, shipping and heavy transport eventually, and a more flexible energy system that can store renewable power. 18. A new menopause hot flash treatment was approved. In 2025, the FDA approved elinzanetant for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms due to menopause. For many people, hot flashes are not minor. They can derail sleep, work, and quality of life. Why this is significant? It expands options. More options means better odds of finding something effective with side effects you can tolerate. COVID-19, a new treatment option for a gay-related near-vision presbyopia. In 2025, the FDA approved aceclidine for presbyopia-related difficulty focusing up close. It's another approach, alongside reading glasses, contacts, or other prescriptions. What you might notice, for some people, it could mean fewer moments of, "Where are my glasses?" especially for quick close-up tasks like menus, labels, and messages. 20, a new prevention option for infant RSV disease. In 2025, the FDA approved clesrovimab to help prevent RSV lower respiratory tract disease in newborns and infants entering their first RSV season. RSV is a major cause of infant hospitalizations, why families care immediately. Anything that reduces severe RSV risk can mean fewer RAF visits, less anxiety during peak season, and better protection during a vulnerable stage of life. 2025 wasn't nothing happened. It was a year where big changes became practical. Cleaner power scaling up, medicine adding new options, connectivity reaching dead zones, passwords fading out, and AI shifting from talking to doing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to NDJWonders for more content that can widen your horizon without the fluff. See you in the next one.